Hello, wonderful. This is Sarah, and I had someone make an interesting comment to me recently. And they said that they had a friend who was not getting out of a toxic situation, and they had watched this person get out of a toxic situation. And this person was smart, and they were thriving, and they were working on themselves, and they were becoming a wondrous woman, and they were just really working to have an amazing life after a toxic relationship, not just studying narcissism, not just rehashing the past, not just regurgitating the same information over and over again. They were moving forward, they were doing well. And this person was kind of saying the reasons they couldn't leave the toxic situation. And they said, it must not have been that bad for you if you got out and are doing well. And if there is someone in your life who you see doing well, the worst thing you can do is say, it must not have been that bad for them. It must be harder for me. They must have had more resources or more emotional resources, or not as bad this or not as bad that. It's really bad to do for several reasons. One, it's definitely downgrading them and their growth and their journey, when in reality we can learn from them. Wow, you really seem to be doing great. What are you doing? What choices do you make? Compared to, you must really be doing great. You seem to be really doing great. It must not have been so bad for you. And I am obsessed with decision-making skills, people making amazing decisions. Okay? And I do believe the quality of our life is determined by the quality of our decisions. There are trust fund babies who have all the money and resources in the world that tank their lives. There are people who grow up with nothing and then have these amazing stories of overcoming and having wonderful lives and situations. Okay? So, I believe the quality of our life is determined by the quality of our decisions. And when you see somebody who seems to have made good decisions or has a life similar to what you want, and your brain instantly goes, block, 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 block. Don't see their success. Don't see them doing well. Don't see them in a healthy relationship. Don't see them successful in their career. Don't see them well loved. Block, 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 block. It's hard for me. It's so hard for me. I don't want to see your success. I want you to know how hard it is for me. You can see what a terrible, terrible, terrible thinking strategy that is. If the quality of your life is determined by, wow, that person really seems to have something going on for them, I'm going to learn from them. Or, wow, that person really seems to have something going on for them. I'm going to block it out. I'm going to shut it down. I'm going to minimize them in some way so I can feel better about me and my situation and not have to do anything. I hope you see how drastically different those two choices are, how drastically different those two life choices are. And there's a great book called Atomic Habits, and it talks about building 1% habits here and there. Okay. I am in a current habit of redefining my nutrition. Ben is a real foodie, and he loves planning food and thinking about food and planning restaurants and going to these places, which is amazing until my pants don't fit, which happened recently. So I am in a current habit of redefining my food, redefining my nutrition. Okay, and am I going to lose 20? I don't want to lose 20 pounds, but am I going to lose 20 pounds overnight? No. But if I'm making a habit of, today for lunch I had onions and peppers in beef broth for the protein and lentils for the high fiber, and wrapped it up in the cauliflower wraps instead of bread, kind of like a taco. It wasn't that good, but it was very healthy. And if I'm eating like that and I'm making those choices a year from now, versus a burger and fries or pizza or whatever was on my kids' plates, there's going to make a difference. Okay, we know this. We know this. It's the healthier choices over time. And when you think about your thinking strategies, when you think about your decision making strategies, when you think about seeing the people out there and seeing their lives and like, oh, I want that for me. 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 You have two choices. You can learn from them and assume they have the path you know how to follow, or you can block them and tell yourself, it must be harder on me. But if you do that over and over and over, it's just like if I choose to eat a healthy lunch at least 6 times a week. Well, that's kind of, yeah, healthy meals 6 times a week or healthy meals 10 times a week instead of 3 times a week or whatever I was doing. Okay. Over time, it's those small choices that have huge results. And in your decision making, in your choices, okay, what can I learn from them versus how can I shut them down so I can soothe my own ego and not feel bad about myself, will make huge choices in your life. And you will see yourself 6 months from now, see yourself a year from now, see yourself 2 years from now. And the people in your life will barely be able to recognize you because I learned this and I learned this and I learned from them and I learned this and I learned from this. Versus, I don't want to see what I don't want to see, and so I'm going to shut you down. So I hope that helps you guys. I listened to her talking about this situation and I got fired up, of course. I got fired up because she was making this lady kind of feel bad. And I got fired up because I was heartbroken for the future if that's how she makes decisions, is shut everyone down who is more successful, quote unquote, whatever success means to you. It could be success table decorating or trading stocks or perfect ballet point, whatever success is for you. We find people who are good at that and we can either learn from them or shut them down. So look for people to learn from and your life will be better and you will be well on your journey to becoming toxic person proof.